Raise your hand if you want to prevent a bloodbath. Oh, hello, Prozac. Do you want to prevent a bloodbath? Prozac would like to help you prevent a bloodbath. I hope the answer to that question was yes, by the way. If you said no to that question, you do need some help, but it's not from a YouTube video. It's a different kind of professional help. I've got 6 things to try to prevent or reduce tension in your multi-cat home. Number 3 in particular is going to surprise you. So let's get going with the first one. Introduce your cats slowly. Think a turtle covered in molasses, trapped in quicksand, that's cryogenically frozen down to absolute 0. That's really heckin' slow. You may have gotten away with a rapid introduction in the past, but you got very, very lucky. Take it from someone who I spend all day trying to fix cat introductions gone wrong. If your cats get into a fight when they first meet, chances are they'll be fighting a few months later.
The slower you go, the better off your cats are.
And also, the better off you are. While figuring out a dynamic is normal, it's not normal for cats to full-on fight to establish a hierarchy. Cats don't really have a hierarchical social structure like we think of it, and they don't have a natural relationship repair mechanism like dogs or even people do. Fixing conflict between cats is extremely tough and can take a long time. Don't start things out on a low note. Number 2, make sure your cats have enough stuff. One particularly easy fix is making sure your cats have enough cat things in the space. If you only have 1 cat tree in one room and you have 2 cats, you need to add more climbing spots for your cats. Cats need stuff because the environment they live in determines how well all of their needs can be met. One of the key determining factors in if cats get along is if there are enough resources for them in their home. Food in particular is important, but other resources such as the number and location of litter boxes matter too. More on that after number 3. There's one particular item that people tend to often overlook, and hey, it happens to be number 3. It's a specialized form of making sure your cats have enough stuff, and that's adding more scratching posts. I know, weirdo on the internet who's talking about cats. It can seem kind of random to be talking about scratching posts when we're talking about getting cats to get along. They may seem unrelated, but scratching is a really important way that cats communicate. Adding in more scratchers, especially in important places to the cat, can help not only encourage the cats to mix their pheromones from their paws, but will act as a source of stress relief for the cats. Letting a cat get in a nice, long, satisfying stretch will help them have an outlet for tension should they feel overwhelmed by the other cat. Yes, this might mean you need to have a scratching post in your living room, even if you've been trying to avoid that. Sorry. Number 4. Wow, a lot of these are related to stuff for your cats in your home. It makes sense though, because where a cat lives and what stuff they have access to is really important to keeping multiple cats happy. So I promise you our last 2 will have nothing to do with the environment. First though, spread your cat stuff out. Having all of your cat stuff in a cat room may seem like a nice thing to do, but cats prefer having options and having an expansive kingdom as opposed to a tiny one. This gives the cats the perception that they have more territory than they actually do without knocking down a wall and expanding your home. Another benefit? No cat can unintentionally cut another cat off from something that they need or want to use, as there is always another option. In other words, keeping all of your litter boxes in the basement is going to create tension between your cats. The stairs become a bottleneck where one cat can easily cut off another cat from a very, very important resource. This leads to fights and potentially needing to clean cat pee. Number 5, there's only one more after this one, and it will prevent a lot of serious fights. The environment isn't the only thing that matters in multi-cat homes. You gotta keep your cats occupied. If your cats become bored and they don't get enough stimulation, they'll be more likely to bother each other. This is extremely important if you have a senior cat and a kitten. I'm gonna be blunt about this. I generally don't recommend this combination, as kittens are a lot. Kittens are a lot to deal with. I love kittens, don't get me wrong, but they are exhausting. And honestly, if you're an older cat, you're probably gonna be really annoyed by the kitten. I know, some older cats love kittens, but generally, it usually results in a disaster. If you're already in the situation though, keeping the kitten occupied will reduce the likelihood of a confrontation. And don't forget about the senior cat either. Senior cats still like to play. Yes, even your cat likes to play. You may just not be playing with your cat in the way that they would prefer, which is a topic I will cover in another video. So if you're interested in hearing about that or anything else surrounding cat behavior, hit the subscribe button. Are you ready for the final tip, number 6? This one is a bit odd, so let me explain the why. If you take one of your cat to the vet, the groomer, or just somewhere else without the rest of your cats or the other cat that you have, they need to be separated for a while after coming back. Otherwise, it may turn into something we call non-recognition aggression. Basically, what happens is that the resident cat or cats don't recognize the returning cat. The reason is twofold. The returning cat may smell differently than they usually do. Cats recognize other cats or people partially due to scent, so they may think that it's a brand new cat that has come in. The returning cat may also act differently due to stress or the effect of medications if they were sedated or if they needed medication to help them go to the vet. The stress may make the cat have a lower threshold for becoming aggressive towards the other cat, whereas the change in the behavior, especially combined with the different scent on the returning cat, may cause the remainder of your clouder to not recognize the returner. The solution to this, thankfully, pretty simple. Give the cat who is returning a chance to decompress in a separate room on their own when they get back. For most cats, a few hours is probably going to be enough, but you need the effects of medication to wear off, so it may take a little bit longer. It may seem like a little bit of overkill, but as someone who works with a lot of folks who try and fix this problem, it's really not worth the risk. Also, you don't need to rub your cat's scent on the other cat. In a lot of cases, that's just kind of rude and it doesn't really do much. Just give them some time and the scent will dissipate. Cat relationships are complex, and if you have tension between your cats, figuring out how to solve it can be a challenge. Good luck, and may your cats one day be best friends, or at least frenemies.